Hi everyone, welcome. The topic of this video is why sometimes growth feels like self-betrayal. Before I dive in, I want to author that the premise of Inner Culture Code is to offer a sort of psycho-spiritual slant on the topic at hand. And it is my hope that whatever you get from this communication adds more to your understanding of your inner self. So, let's dive in. First, I have a question. Have you ever felt like you are sabotaging yourself or doing something wrong? Or feel different type of fears while on your journey for growth? The truth is that most people believe growth fails because they lack discipline or motivation or clarity. They assume sometimes that something is missing inside them. A stronger will, perhaps, a better plan, perhaps, or more confidence may be needed. That assumption is wrong. In fact, growth rarely fails because of weakness or lack of attention. It fails because your survival mind feels threatened. And when the survival mind feels threatened, it does not negotiate. It does not analyze, and for sure, it does not measure long-term benefit. In point of fact, this is sometimes what people experience when they try to meditate and have trouble doing so. But let's dive deeper. The survival mind tries to protect, and it does so. Not for your future, not your potential, not your highest self. It protects your familiar past. This is the most misunderstood dynamic in personal growth. People attempt internal change, new habits, new identities, new emotional boundaries, new standards of how they allow themselves to be treated. Then they are confused when anxiety spikes, energy drops, self-doubt creeps in, or old behaviors return with unexpected force. They tell themselves they are sabotaging their own progress. Something must be wrong about them, they say. They label it procrastination, self-sabotage, fear of success, but they are not sabotaging themselves. Growth doesn't fail because you are broken. It fails because change activates a protection system that was never designed for transformation. Once you understand this, the entire self-improvement conversation changes. Your survival mind is not interested in who you could become. It is interested in what has kept you alive so far. That distinction matters more than most people realize. The survival mind does not evaluate whether your patterns are healthy, fulfilling, or aligned. It evaluates whether you are familiar, whether they are familiar, and familiarity to the survival mind equals safety. Familiar pain feels safer than unfamiliar peace. Predictable stress feels safer than uncertain growth. Known interaction feels comfortable than new spaces. Known dissatisfaction feels safer than undefined possibility. possibility. From the perspective of the survival mind, the status quo equals safety. Change equals exposure. Exposure equals risk. This is not philosophical, it is biological and psychological. For most of human history, change meant danger. New territory meant predators. New behaviors meant social rejection. New identities meant exile in tribes. And survival depended on staying inside what was already known and tolerated by the group. That logic still runs in the background of the modern nervous system. So when you try to grow internally, emotionally, psychologically, or even spiritually, the survival mind interprets that as a threat, not a logical danger, not an existential danger. It is threat, period. Working in your identity can feel at a nervous system level like disappearing, like something is wrong. This is why people relapse into old patterns precisely when they start doing better. This happens in many different aspects in one's life. This is why success can trigger exhaustion, guilt, and self-doubt instead of relief. This is why, again, many fail in new tasks, unfamiliar settings, again in meditation. It is not failure. No, it is not. It is protection, a protection intelligence. Your survival mind is trying to keep you within the boundaries of what it recognizes as survival. Thank you for listening. If you got anything useful out of this video, please like, share, and subscribe, and check the links below to support the channel. Until next time, be blessed and have a good day. Bye-bye.